has come out with a new book in the late part of last year, The Spiritual Path. See, there's an interesting story. In 2018, I listed a whole bunch of things that I wanted to accomplish, to experience, to try, to learn, whatever, all these things. And one of the things was that I wanted to have dinner with Gregory David Roberts, or I like to call him Shantaram. But he was in a spiritual seclusion. He was actually doing what this book is about, because this is a descriptive experience of his experience being in spiritual seclusion for 6 years, I think it was. And he chose, after he finished the second book in 2014-15, to go into spiritual seclusion. And he did that because he needed it for many reasons. In 2018, he was no longer in public life. He had completely gone offline, and there was no way to connect with him. And even though that was the case, I still had a vision and a goal and a dream that I want to meet him and have dinner with him and get to know him, because he has meant a lot to me. And I don't know if it's just my intuition or whatever it was at the time, or after I've read these books, but he spoke to me in a very profound way. I've always been a truth seeker, and the way he has experienced life, he has been in such broad and such extreme, extreme areas of life. He's been tortured, he's been in jail, he has had profound insights when it comes to spiritual environments, and he's an amazing writer and actor and an artist and all these things. So there's so many things that is in his life, and that also makes him have a very objective and I think not because he is superior, but he has so much experience, and he has encountered so many crazy and extreme things in his life that he can share things that other people can't, because he has gone through those. And that's what has spoken to me, I think, most of all. But if you have known or followed me for a while, you would know that in 2020 I started to walk a long walk from Denmark to the northwest of Spain, and that took me 5 months. And during the early part of that trip, I saw that he came back online. I saw that he began to make music, and he put it up on YouTube. And I was either the first one or one of the first ones to subscribe to his YouTube channel. And not long after, I was happily surprised that his assistant wrote me a message online thanking me for doing so. And at that time, and at that point, I just knew, yes, now I am able to at least get to closer to having this dinner with him at some point. What I didn't know was that, first of all, I didn't know how my whole trip was going to be or end or whatever. But at the very end, I had continued to stay in touch with his assistant, and she was following me. And what I didn't know at the time was that she, of course, talked to him about this. And after my walk had finished, I found out that he actually wanted to talk to me. He wanted to talk to me about this, and he couldn't understand that it was possible, or it blew his mind, at least is what he said. And that meant that when I saw that you could apply for a grant to get help with your writing in terms of funds, I did so. And he is now my mentor, which is pretty phenomenal. So I've talked to him several times. I'm going to travel to Jamaica soon to meet him and to get going with my book, and he's going to help me. So that's an amazing story, I think, most of all. But it's funny how his life and my life has sort of come together during his spiritual seclusion, as well as my own spiritual walk through Europe. So I really recommend his books and who he is. Follow him on YouTube. You can find him by just writing out his name, Gregory David Roberts, on YouTube, and you can find him. And so I really I'm really fascinated by him and who he is. So.